Hello and welcome to your regular Monday's Helium Hotspot Manufacturers Update. Today is Monday the 19th of July 2021 and we will be looking at all Helium Hotspot manufacturers and we will discuss what your best options are right now if you're interested in buying a Helium Hotspot miner. In order to make things convenient for you, I have left timestamps in this video, so please make sure you use those. Stay tuned, I'll be right back. Hey everyone, Crypto Layman here. Thank you very much for coming back, and if you are new to this channel, I welcome you wholeheartedly to our little community. Before I begin this update, there are a couple of things that I would like to address in terms of housekeeping and generally things that I would like to inform you of. First of all, this video is for information and educational purposes only. None of the information contained in this video should be construed as financial advice or persuasion for you to purchase or invest in any project. Secondly, please make sure that you are aware of scammers pretending to be me in the comment section below every video. Please make sure you don't contact anyone on a WhatsApp telephone number or any crypto or trading gurus who are promising you massive gains. They are likely to be frauds. I know you guys are far too clever to fall for these tricks, but I still have to do my duty and make sure that I remind you of that. One more thing that I would like to address is that please never disclose your key phrases or your secret keys for your wallets to anybody. And that includes anybody pretending to be from the tech support team or from any exchange. There is absolutely no way or justifiable reason as to why anybody should require your secret keys and access your wallet. So thank you very much for listening to that. Now let's get straight into today's update. We will begin with CalChip Connect in relation to the rack version 2 Helium Hotspot miner. As you probably know from our previous updates, CalChip Connect are struggling to cope with demand and they have challenges that they are facing along with all other manufacturers in relation to chip shortages and semiconductor shortages. CalChip Connect have had to tone down their delivery slightly, so at the moment they are delivering the monkey batch. I'm not entirely sure which dates of orders it covers, but if you want to find out which batch your particular miner falls into, please make sure you check the link out in the description of this video for their shipping calculator. If you haven't been allocated a batch yet, I think they are currently working on allocating batches and batch names. They're not taking any new orders on at this moment in time because they want to clear the backlog that they currently have. So as soon as there are further developments and updates, I will bring those to you. Now let's move on to the next miner, which is the Kerlink light hotspot. These are being manufactured by Kerlink and they are being sold by CalChip Connect. So if you are interested in buying one of these devices, please be sure to visit calchipconnect.com and then search for helium compatible products and these devices will show up there. Now if you have already bought one of these and you would like to know what is happening with them, there has been an update today by Kerlink and they have said that they are working on the last steps before the shipping can commence. So that's it in terms of Kerlink. If you have any questions in relation to that, please make sure you leave a comment below this video so we can try and address that. Or even better than that, come and join us on the Layman's Corner on Discord and we can discuss everything there. Okay, now let's move on to our next manufacturer. And the next manufacturer we'll look at is the Bobcat miner. Now, Bobcat, as you know, have been delivering regularly. My Bobcat was in batch number 11 and I received the tracking details on Friday gone, which was precisely a week after the announcement. And I was expected to receive the miner today, according to UPS. However, I was informed that there has been a hold up when it comes to custom clearance because these devices are arriving in the country from China. Customs are a bit funny when it comes to clearing these devices. I have, however, now been informed that customs have cleared my miner, and hopefully UPS will knock at my door tomorrow and deliver this device. So I'm looking forward to this. There hasn't been any updates, obviously, since last Friday's update when batch 12 was announced. The only thing that Bobcat have tweeted about is the fact that we in the UK and elsewhere in the world are experiencing a very hot spell of at least a week or so. So if your miner is on a windowsill or resting at a window, please make sure that it's not exposed to direct sunlight for a prolonged period of time, because that could potentially cause some damage to the hardware inside the device. So that is it in terms of Bobcat. There is nothing else to report. We shall now look at Nebra. I am not sure how I could address Nebra in a civil manner without swearing at them. I have been watching Nebra on the unofficial Nebra community Discord channel, and I must say that their customer service and the way they continue to deal with customers is absolutely horrendous. Turns out there are still some orders missing from batch 1. Batch 2 has shipped out, but there are still some 1,500 units missing from batch 2, and hopefully that batch will be completed fairly soon. Nebra are claiming that they are still on track for batch number 3 and 4, as they have told us previously that they are anticipating to manufacture and ship some 17,000 devices this month. Now, as they have said themselves, please take this with a pinch of salt, and I am actually taking this with more than a pinch of salt. I'm still hoping that Nebra will somehow manage to deliver the devices and on their promises, but I am not going to hold my breath, and I don't think that you should either. So that's it in terms of Nebra. I think I've done quite well without swearing at them in this piece. Now we shall move on to our next vendor. Right, next we'll look at Syncrobit, and Syncrobit are struggling to deliver. However, compared to Nebra, Syncrobit seem like absolute saints. Far more competent and customer friendly compared to Nebra. Anyhow, the latest update I have from Syncrobit remains unchanged from the Friday update that I did a couple of days ago. They are still looking to deliver these devices. So please, if you have received tracking numbers or similar, let me know as to what's going on with them. I know that they've got all the necessary approvals and they're working hard to fulfill the orders. I am quite optimistic that Syncrobit will actually start managing customer expectations very soon. Yes, they had a few holdbacks and a few drawbacks when it came to delivering orders, particularly to the North American customers. But now that they've got the FCC certification in hand, I think things are starting to look up. Credit should be given where it's due, and I think they've done quite a good job, given all the criticism that they've been subjected to recently. I think they have remained very professional and very focused on the task, unlike some others who shall no longer be mentioned in this video. So there we are, that's Syncrobit. As soon as there are further developments, I will bring them to you, so make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and you hit that bell icon. Right, let's move on to the next vendor. So the next vendor we shall look at is LongAP, and LongAP have confirmed that they have finally finished shipping all of their LongAP 1 units, and they are now officially done with the LongAP 1. They are selling LongAP 1 accessories. If you are interested in purchasing any of those accessories, you can visit their web link. If you're looking to upgrade an antenna, I would recommend that you upgrade it to a decent size and you go for at least 8 dBi external antennas, which are quite nice, and that's purely because everybody seems to be installing those. So that is just to remain competitive when it comes to mining. With your neighboring hotspots, everybody seems to be going for the 8 dBi antennas. So if you are not sure, make sure you check out the links in the video description to get some further assistance. If you have any questions about antennas, installations, come and join us on the Layman's Corner, and we will try and help each other out and answer questions. Now, LongAP are saying that since they are now done with the LongAP 1, they are now focusing on the LongAP Pro, which is their external device, so the outdoor version of the LongAP 1, and also on their LongAP Lite. They will announce more details as and when there are details available to be shared, and rest assured that I will bring those to you in your regular updates in a prompt and efficient manner. Now, let's move on to our next vendor. So now we'll look at SenseCAP, and I can confirm one thing, that SenseCAP for Europe has been completely sold out. However, there are still 237 units of SenseCAP remaining that can be bought by customers in the United States and Canada. If you wish to purchase one of these items, you will have to go to the Parley Labs website, because Parley Labs are the only distributor left with some stock of the SenseCAP M1 miners from the first batch. So if you wish to purchase one of these devices, you must enter a raffle, and if you go onto Parley Labs website, they have a very prominent link on their homepage where you can go and enter by entering some basic details. They are very clear that these entries are only open to people who reside in the United States and Canada, and it's not open for anywhere else. The raffle is being run from the 16th to the 20th, so you only have a limited amount of time to enter this raffle if you want to be able to buy this miner. Let me remind you, this is not a free device. The raffle is to select 237 people who will be eligible and allowed to purchase these devices. Let me know how you get on and if you are able to get a device from Parley Labs as a result of this raffle. And please also let me know if you have recently bought a SenseCAP M1. Let me know your thoughts on the device and how well it's made and how well it works. I would greatly appreciate that. Now, the next vendor we're going to talk about is Pisces Miner. They are CE certified and they are going to start selling their miners hopefully fairly soon within Europe. As I've said repeatedly in the past, they do not currently plan or intend to sell their devices in the United States or North America or the remaining world. They are only certified to sell these devices in Europe and the UK. Unfortunately, there hasn't been much development when it comes to their sale. There hasn't been much news. The website is called piscesminer.com. However, it would appear that the website is still under construction and has not been published online. As soon as they do publish online or make an announcement in relation to a sale, I will bring that to you as soon as I can. So please make sure that you stay tuned. This is going to be potentially one of the next upcoming vendors who will be able to sell miners from stock. So definitely one to look out for. Let's move on to the next manufacturer, and the next manufacturer is LinxDOT. I can confirm that they are CE and FCC certified, as you can see on their website. The HIP-19 is currently in process and they are likely to be approved by the Helium Oversight Committee within the next week or so, because that meeting takes place on the 27th or 28th of July this year. So only 7 or 8 days to go, and once that approval has been received, we hopefully will receive some news when it comes to production and sales of these devices, and I will ensure that I will include them in our regular updates. If you are intending to purchase one of these devices, although it's not very clear as to how they are going to sell these devices, whether they are going to be sold from stock or whether they are going to be pre-orders, you can join a waiting list on their website. So if you head to LinxDOT.com and join the waiting list there by entering your details, and hopefully they will inform you when they are ready to open sales. Besides that, there is not much else to share about LinxDOT. As I said, they're waiting and we will see how they get on. Right, the next vendor we will look at is HelTec Automation, and HelTec have produced a provisional design and sent their device over to the Helium team for approval. that is still in the process. The CE certification and the FCC certification are still ongoing, so they haven't been passed just yet. They are trailing behind LinxDOT when it comes to the readiness of this device, but we will keep an eye on them and see how they get on after the meeting on the 28th of July and whether or not they get the approval from the Helium team. So I will keep you updated on that as well, so make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and you hit that bell icon to get these regular updates. So the next Helium miner we're going to look at is the Browan Helium miner. And unfortunately, there is not much progress when it comes to Browan. They are still in the process of HIP-19 approval, and once they have been approved and we know more about the devices in particular and what they are going to do, I will let you know. But at this moment in time, unfortunately, there is not much there for us to work with, besides the fact that Browan are planning to sell and that they have put in a HIP-19 application. So there is still a whole process of certifications, and then there is a matter of getting approval from the Helium Oversight Committee. So all of that is still pending. As and when things develop with Browan, I will let you know. And finally, there is another miner that's not been talked about much. I know that VosCoin mentioned it in his videos briefly, but it is the Smart Mimic Helium miner, which has actually completed all the approvals and everything else, and it should technically be ready to sell. However, Smart Mimic have not said a word about what they are intending to do with it. The miner is going to be called the Finstra miner. There is a website called the Finstra.com, and when you go into that website, you can see that it's a Smart Mimic website. However, the website is password protected, so you can't enter the website without having that password access. I have written them an email to ask their position on what they are intending to do and what their plans are, but I haven't heard anything back just yet. As soon as I know more and they say something about selling this miner or not, I will let you know. But at this moment in time, all I know is that they've got all the necessary paperwork, they've got all the necessary infrastructure in place, but they haven't said a word when it comes to actually selling these miners. I'm not even sure whether they're going to sell these to the public or whether that's something that they're just going to produce and sell to some enclosed circles. Nothing can be said about them because we literally have absolutely nothing from them. There are other miners that are currently in the queue and HIP-19 process. I'm not going to waste your time on all of these miners and covering them without there being any significant developments on them. So that's it for this Monday update. If you are currently thinking of purchasing a Helium miner, I think the only options that you have is either purchasing a Bobcat, which will take 20 weeks to deliver, which is 5 months. So please make sure that you're fully aware that if you are purchasing a Bobcat miner now, it is likely to arrive sometime by the end of this year, i.e. December, or perhaps even the beginning of next year. Or the second option that you have is to try your luck with a Syncrobit device. Now, Syncrobit haven't had too many orders, so they are comparatively small. The devices, however, are slightly more expensive, but they are picking up pace. Since they have received that FCC approval, they are shipping across the globe now. So that's another option. Or the final option would be to wait for one of these new miners. So the LongAP are working on their outdoor and their light hotspots. SenseCAP are working on the next batch. Pisces should be ready to go fairly soon. LinxDOT should be ready to go in a couple of weeks, and possibly even HelTec and Finstra. So there are a few options coming up, but sadly most of them will be available in at least a couple of weeks' time. So before you commit your money to anything, please make sure that you're fully aware of these risks and the delivery schedules due to chip shortages, and that you are completely aware of what risk you are taking. One last thing, if you are on the fence about upgrading the Helium miner antenna, I have seen a trend and I've spoken to a lot of people. There seems to be a done deal that everybody who is now purchasing a Helium device wants to witness more hotspots, wants to have a better setup. So people are purchasing new outdoor antennas and people are upgrading their setups. So if you are still on the fence with a 1.2 dBi antenna that comes as standard with your rack, then I would strongly suggest that you look at your setup and look at upgrading. Again, if you need any help or if you have any questions, links for good quality antennas can be found in the description of this video. Make sure you come and join us on our community Discord channel, completely free of charge, and we will try and help you out and give you the best possible advice we can. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you very much for all your support. You guys are absolutely great. Look after yourselves, and I will speak to you soon.